Greeting to all, and we appreciate your attendance today. So let's kickstart our session with this great quotation: "Be the spark that ignites transformation." A very good evening to all of you. A warm welcome to the esteemed training and placement officers from HKBK College. In this capacity, as your host for the worldwide webinar on Lead the Change, I, Saurabh, the host, would like to take this opportunity to extend a hearty greeting to each and every one of you. It gives me great pleasure to extend a warm hello to each and every one of you gathered here today. It's a huge honor for us to have someone of this caliber here, whose involvement on the topic of lead the change adds so much value to it. Few lines regarding the topic. True transformation begins with a single step forward. Quiet actions often spark the most profound change. Be the difference that guides the way. Before I proceed further, let me take a brief moment for the introduction of my organization. SEMS Welfare Foundation, a registered non-profit organization, is dedicated to social impact across various sectors. We focus on education, particularly skill development and entrepreneurship. Through our initiative DigiSystem, we have created training programs in IT, finance, retail, and entrepreneurship, impacting over 6,000 individuals. We are currently upskilling inmates in Haryana jails. Collaborating with universities and colleges, we have also partnered with banks to place over 1,500 candidates in job. Fame leads another SEMS initiative, empowers women through workshops and stories of successful female entrepreneurs. We conduct programs on digital literacy, marketing, and career development, reaching over 1,000 women multiple states. This initiative recently reached a milestone of 100 women actively involved. In just a short time, SEMS has established itself as a force of positive change, equipping individuals with skills and employment and promoting women's leadership in various industries. Now, let me take this wonderful occasion to publicly present Sumedha Punani, the keynote speaker of today's international webinar. She is a dynamic leadership coach and entrepreneur, empowers individuals to achieve their potential through motivational seminars and mindset workshops. With over a decade in communication and 6 years in coaching, she excels in personal development and team building, especially for network marketing professionals. A certified NLP trainer and the recipient of Direct Selling Digital Transformation Award. Sumedha is recognized for her impactful work in the digital selling industry and her ability to inspire transformers. There are many gems and diamonds in the world, and one of them is here today to help us build this event. With this note, I, Saurabh, on behalf of SEMS Foundation, would like to give my heartily welcome to ma'am with a huge round of applause for joining us today. Your presence has added to the significance of this event. We are genuinely honored to have you here, ma'am.
Thank you so much. And I'm honored to be here to present amongst you. And I am very grateful to SEMS Foundation for inviting me as a guest. So today, what the topic of today is lead the change. And how can we lead the change? We can lead the change by taking responsibility. So I just want to start with a small exercise. Do you see this glass? This glass is half full and half empty. It doesn't matter whether the glass is half full or glass empty. Yeah, it doesn't matter whether the glass is half full or half empty. If this is the glass of life, what matters is how much can you fill this glass of life? Can you fill this glass of life up to the mark, up to the brim, or what can you do to add happiness to your life? When we add happiness to our life, we add life to our time. So how do we add life to our time? We add life to our time only by taking responsibility, only by taking charge of self, only by leading the change can we take responsibility. So with this note, let me formally start my presentation. So today we are going to talk about responsibility. How can we be a responsible person? What are the how can a winner how can we differentiate between a winner and a loser? How can we differentiate between a person who focuses on the problems or the person who focuses on the solution? So when we talk about being responsible, what comes into our mind? A person who takes on the responsibility, a person who believes in himself. And when you believe in yourself, you have the confidence to handle any problems in life. You have the ability. You become so strong that you can handle anything in life. And so, by having confidence, your esteem and self worth goes up. And responsible person do not take stress, because stress is just they throw stress out of the window, because they are the people who are the path showers for the entire world. Responsibility makes you a better person, and you gain a lot of respect from people, because people trust you a lot. People come to you with a lot of problems which you are able to solve. Let us see what is responsibility. Responsibility is the way that we respond to a situation. Responsibility is made of two words, response and ability. How do we respond to a situation? How not react to a situation? How do we take control of our life? It is not what you do. It is not what you have. It is what you do with your life. And when if you talk about responsibility, it is not what happens, but how you manage the situation, how you respond to a situation. That is responsibility. A responsible person is a liberated person. Responsibility empowers you. Responsibility makes you strong. You are free to take your own decisions. When you take responsibility, you are not answerable to anyone else. You don't have to be accountable to anyone else. If you take responsibility, you are strong enough. Let's see what responsibility gives us. Responsibility gives us the opportunity to improve. You are seen as a potential winner. You are seen as a person who is goal oriented. You are seen as a person who believes in himself, who are the path showers of the community. So responsibility gives us the opportunity to improve. Responsible people garner a lot of trust and respect. When you talk about trust and respect, a good leader is the one whom people love, whom people trust. They come to those leaders with their problems, and the leader gives them the solution. The person who focuses on the problem is a loser, but the person who focuses on the solution gives you different solution to your problem is a good leader. And how responsible, this is one activity that I do usually on responsibility. I will explain this to you. Kindly have a look at the video.
The screen is not shared.
The screen is not showing.
No, ma'am.
Okay, just I had started. Now are you able to see the screen?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. So I was talking about trust and respect. How a good leader earns respect and trust. A person is considered to be a good leader when people come to them with their problems, when people share their problems, and the leader provides a solution to the problem. This way he gains trust as well as respect from his people, from his team. So this is one of the activity that I usually do. I will be sharing a video on that. Kindly have a look. So what happens here is I asked two people from the audience to come on the stage, and then I demonstrated the trust and respect activity. There are two people. One person is standing in the front and the other is standing behind the first person. What I did was I asked the first person to be there and just asked this to fall freely, lock their hands and fall freely. And I asked the second person to, whenever the first person falls, to hold the first person when they fall. So if you can put yourself in both the people's shoes. When you put yourself in the first person's shoes, when the person falls, a person who falls is the one who surrenders. When you surrender, then you are able to give everything to your universe. You are ready to own everything. You're ready, whatever comes to your mind, whatever comes in your life, you're able to handle it. So the first person, a good leader is the one who surrenders. When I add, then the second person, when I ask the second person to hold the first person when the first person falls, if you put yourself in the second person's shoes, the second person is the person who holds the first person. So a good leader is the one who holds their team, who takes charge of their team, who manages his team well. So with this activity, I tried to explain both the situations to the people. The first one, when you surrender, a good leader surrenders to everything. Whatever comes in his life, he accepts it unconditionally. And the second person, when you hold your team members, you gain their trust, you gain their respect, and you're ready to take charge of your team members. Responsibility gives you emotional stability. When we talk about emotional stability, we talk about EQ. What is EQ? Emotional quotient. A good leader, a good person can take charge of their team. How can they take charge of their team? They are empathetic towards their team. They know the problems of their team. They know what kind of situations are these people facing, what kind of problems are they going through. So they are empathetic, and they are powerful. Responsibility brings power. How does it bring power? There are two kinds of people. The first person is when they see the responsibility, they just run away. The second person is the person who faces the problem and finds opportunity in that problem and shines brighter. When we talk about mental strength, what is mental strength? When we talk about mental strength, for example, there's a bag, 50 kg bag lying on the floor. And a person who has a strong mental strength will say that I can pick up this bag with my own hand. Even if he does not have that kind of physical strength, he has that kind of mental strength to pick that bag up of 50 kgs. And this is one of my videos. When I go to the gym, this is one of my videos that I would want to share with you. So in this video, I've tried to explain about the weights that I'm lifting. When you go to the gym, even though you do not have the physical strength to lift up those weights, but if you have the mental strength to lift up those weights, you will do it at any cost. You will first envision that you're pulling up the weights. You first envision that you are picking up those weights. Then no matter how much those weights are, even though those weights are 5 kgs or 10 kgs, you will be able to lift them if you have the mental strength. And your strength in that case becomes more than your problems. You are ready to face any problem, you are ready to face any situation when you are a responsible person. Problems run away when your mind is strong. So it's your life. You have to decide what you want to do with it. What is happening in this slide? What is happening in this situation? There are two people who are blaming each other. And when you blame each other, your responsibility is all lost. When you blame each other, you become powerless. When you blame each other, you allow the negativity to seep in. And when the negativity seeps in, you cannot do anything. You cannot focus on anything. You cannot focus on your work. You cannot focus in your life. So to become a strong person, to become a positive person, you have to take onus of everything. When you are blaming each other, you give the charge of your life to the other person. But when you are not blaming each other, when you are not blaming the other person, you are mentally very strong and you take the charge in your own hands. And this is how you become a positive person, and there is no room for negativity then in your life. So own your life. Henry Ford said, never complain, never explain. If you're not happy with something, change it. It is a no excuse policy. If you're not happy with your life, change it. If you're not happy with your work, look for situations wherein you can put in your best, wherein you can give your and you give your solutions and become a positive person. So this is an activity that you can, in everyday practice, you can do it. You have to divide you if you take a paper and pen, divide that paper into two equal halves. Then on the first half, write all the problems that you can't do, write all the activities that you cannot do, you think you cannot do. For example, you cannot you cannot fly a plane is I cannot fly a plane. On the second side, you will rephrase that sentence and say, I can learn how to fly a plane. I can learn how to manage those. I can learn how to go in that cockpit, and I can learn all the science behind flying a plane. So there are so many activities that you can tell yourself that maybe you are in everyday telling yourself that you cannot do. Maybe you think you cannot speak, but you are not good at public speaking. Then you can tell yourself in the I can column, you can tell yourself, yes, I can learn public speaking and I can speak. Then in the third example is that you tell yourself that I am not good at working out. I'm not good in the physical activity. Then in the I can section, you can write, no, I can devise methods wherein I can do physical activity. I can go to a park. I can start brisk walking. I can start running. I can go to a gymnasium, and I can do everything. So this is a regular practice that I think everyone should do. Once a week, sit with yourself, take a paper and pen, divide that paper into two equal halves, and on one side write I can't, write any problems that you think that you cannot do, and then transform that sentence into a sentence wherein you can say I can do this activity. You are making a negative sentence into a positive sentence. You are transforming a problem into a solution. So when you tell everyone that you are the problem solver, then first you have to focus on yourself. First you have to start telling yourself that you can do anything in this life. It is just a matter of how fast you can learn. It is just a matter of how fast you can learn those concepts. So with this we come to a slide wherein you have to think about responsibility. So these are some questions you can ask yourself. How would you feel if you stop blaming the other person? If you stop giving excuses, and if you stop complaining? What would happen if you take complete responsibility of life? What are the kind of changes you will see in your life after you take responsibility, after you take a lead, and how would you benefit? These are the certain questions. If you do self introspection, if you sit with yourself, once a week, you have to sit with yourself. Or maybe not, people who really want a transformation with their life should, sit at the end of the day and answer these questions so that you are doing a self analysis and you're telling yourself what you can do or what you cannot do. Some more points to ponder. What must you do to take complete responsibility? Write down the points where you can take complete responsibility. Write down the points wherein you have to work on yourself, and write down the points where you need change in your life. And how can you stay committed by taking complete responsibility? So this is a responsibility model wherein there are two sides. First is the victim side, and second is the creator side. Whenever there is a stimulus, you have to take a choice whether you want to become a victim or whether you want to become a creator of the problem. A victim always comes up with excuses. A victim always has a blaming tendency, a complaining tendency, and has a lot of problems in his life. Is not a solution provider, but a person who broods over the problem. And what happens when you're a victim? The result is that you are not able to achieve your goals, because a victim only focuses on the problem. And when you focus on the problem, you will not be able to achieve the goals. On the other hand, when you are a creator, what happens when you are a creator? A person is all charged up, is has all positivity in his life. Even if there is a problem that comes in his life, he will seek solution. He will find solution, and he will give a solution. A creator believes in taking action, is a goal chaser, is a person who is always trying something new in his life. So when you take that kind of when you focus on that kind of behavior, what is the result? He will obviously always achieve the goals. Here it is written, often achieves the goals. I will say he will definitely achieve the goals. Even if he is able to, reach to, even if he is not able to reach to the goal, he has maybe learned something new, and which he can apply later in his life, in which he can apply later to that kind of problem, and maybe focus on getting the solution, a better solution to that problem. This is Nimsdai Purja, and he is one of the person with whom I take a lot of inspiration from. He is a Nepalese mountaineer. Nimsdai Purja is the man who climbed 14 peaks. There's a documentary on Netflix about Nimsdai Purja and how he climbed those 14 peaks. In 14 peaks, just in 7 months, that is 189 days. And there were a lot of problems that Nimsdai Purja had. There are a lot of issues that he faced while he was climbing those mountains. He has a risk taking ability. It is said that the when he was climbing those mountains, there are certain altitudes there is no oxygen. Those are called death zones. But he never uh, he didn't give up. He went to those death zones with every strength he could. He is fearless. Nimsdai Purja mentions a lot of times when he was stuck in an avalanche, lot of times when there was extreme altitude, bad weather, and zero sleep. But he was determined to achieve his goal, and he always stood for his people. When he used to climb the mountains, he had his team, and he never left any person behind. He always held the hand of those people and climbed together. I mentioned, he had a never give up attitude. And when he was planning to do mountaineering, he had to organize some funds, and he was not able to get those funds. But what did he do? He mortgaged his house and took money from his friends. When he reached out to the sponsors, they said that we will not be able to give you money. So then he said, okay, I'm not giving up mountaineering. I'm not giving up chasing my goal. I have to achieve that goal by any means. So he mortgaged his house. And talking about hard work, I've told you he was a very hard. He used to spend more than 12 hours in the gym, working hard for him to be able to climb those mountains. And he had a commitment. He told himself that I want to climb those 14 peaks, and within only a span of 189 days. So instead of Nimsai Purja, you can put your picture here and tell yourself, what kind of attributes do you have to become a successful person? Are you a go-getter? Do you have never give up attitude? Are you the person who is fearless? Are you the person who is hardworking? Are you the person who is committed? And are you the person who has that risk taking ability? Even you can be the one who can, you can be the one who can come on this slide. You can be the one who can be the hero of your life, and you can be the hero of people. So everyone has those abilities. Everyone has that kind of ingrained behavior in themselves. It is just a matter of how you polish them. And with this, let's promise to work on selves. List down 10 activities on a piece of paper which are most important for you. And from this, choose three most important activities, and whatever your priorities are, promise yourself that you are going to fulfill those three most important activities. Today, sitting here right now, when you're looking at this presentation, make a note of all the three important activities that you want to do in your life that really require your focus right now, and choose those activities and work on those activities. Make them your priority, give them your hard work, give them your blood, and give them your everything, so that you can do the best to your life. Going ahead, success is not a one day story. It is not a one day story. You will face a lot of challenges, you will face a lot of roadblocks, but it all depends on what you want to do. Whether you want to be a loser, whether you want to be a winner, or whether you want to be a problem solver, or whether you want to focus on your problems. It is all in your hands. It is all what do you have to choose whether you want to become a victim or you want to become a creator. You have to choose whether you want to change yourself, and everything around you changes. You have to do everything that you can to become a successful person. So with this, we come to an end of this presentation, and before ending, think of a person or situation in your life which makes you angry or upset. Cancel all the negative emotions by repeating over and over, by saying, I am responsible. Right? I am responsible for this situation, and how will I change this situation? I am responsible for this. For if there's a this person whom you feel a lot of negativity from, say I am responsible, and I will make sure that this the negativity that I am going to experience from this person, I change into the positivity. And affirm to yourself, I am in charge of my happiness and feelings. If I don't like something in my life, I have the power to change it. And with this, live your best life. Do whatever you can to chase your dreams. Do whatever you can to chase your goals. It is your life. Thank you so much. With this, I come to the end of my presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. The session was really good. And I'm Lavanya from HKBK Degree College. So most of our students have joined, and really the session was very informative.
Thank you.
Okay, on behalf of the organization committee, I'd like to express my hearty vote of thanks to our excellent speaker, Sumedha. Today we got the opportunity to listen to an interesting and thought-provoking discussion on Lead the Change. The amount of expertise and passion displayed by ma'am really enhanced our grasp of the Lead the Change. Ma'am skillfully imparted her knowledge, leaving us with insightful conclusion and motivational concepts. Her interesting presentation captured our attention and motivated us to learn more. We appreciate the effort they put into preparing this enlightenment session. Ma'am, our viewers and participants have a few questions. If you, I proceed with inquiries on their behalf. Do you have consent and approval? Behalf with your consent and approval. Do any one of you have any questions? Anyone have any questions they can ask?
If anyone have any question, please you can unmute yourself or use a chat box.
There is a question in the chat box. How to fight our weakness or come out of our comfortable zone? Ma'am, you are.
It is in your hands. When you think that you are in your comfort zone, you need to push yourself more. When you think that you are unable to do certain things, when you're unable to do certain actions, it all depends. You have to push yourself, though you have to push yourself beyond your limits. What you can do is start doing the affirmation activity every day before going to bed. Tell yourself that you can do anything in this world. And also, if you're if you have a wardrobe in front of you, if you have a wall in front of you, you can put your goals there. You can put whatever you want to achieve, write it on a piece of paper and paste it there and tell yourself every day, look at that paper every day and tell yourself that I will be taking actions to achieve, to move to my goals every day. It is all in your hands. You have to really, a go-getter is a person who does not stay in the comfort zone, which is the most comfortable thing that anybody can think of. Comfort zone is that kind of pillow on which you fall and you can sleep whenever you want to. But if you have to achieve your goals, then you have to do all this. You have to take all these small steps. Start writing. At the end of the day, there's a thing called as journaling. Start writing down whatever you have achieved in that day, and start writing. Make a to-do list for the upcoming day. And with these small steps, with these small activities, you will see then that you will start making small changes in your life, and you will move out of your comfort zone.
More question. Thank you, ma'am, for the answer. Any more questions? You can ask in the chat. Oh, and there is another question, ma'am. How can we convert from negative to positive?
Again, to convert a negative into positive, a negative thought into a positive thought, you have to start by replacing the negative thought with a positive thought. Whenever there's a negative thought that comes in your mind, just tell yourself that I can work on this negative thought. Just try to immediately transfer that negative thought into a positive thought, and you will be able to do it. With practice, you will be able to do it. And the I can't activity that I just mentioned in my presentation, every day, maybe in every 2 days, sit with yourself and on a piece of paper, draw a line in between and say, I can't. And then I say I can. So if you write the activities, if there's a negative activity, write in the I can't section, and then change it into a positive activity and write it on the I can section. There are these are small activities wherein you can change your negative attitude in a positive attitude. You just have to tell yourself that I can do anything in this world. You can again you can have to affirm to yourself that you can do anything in this world. Practice affirmations at the end of the day, and you will be able to change your negative thoughts into positive thoughts.
Thank you again for the answer. So, thank you very much, ma'am, for answering all the questions asked by participants. We really appreciate your excellent guidance, ma'am. Once again, I express my gratitude and thanks to you for sparing time from your hectic schedule to impact information to us. We are speechless by your invaluable presence at this session. You provided in-depth analysis of the subjects and shared some fascinating information. We shall bid our time for further such workshop in order to advance for both our personal and collective knowledge. Additionally, I want to thank everyone in the attentive audience for their smart questions and active involvement. This event is considerably more meaningful because of your participation. A good event never ends in the world. They take only a pause and keeps us waiting for the next. All good things eventually end. I consider everyone as fortunate that they became a part of this workshop, which was full of knowledge, which makes it difficult to say goodbye.